Brian, reserve your anger, please.
Oh, no.
Hold it in.
Oh, no.
3, 2, 1.
So, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Server Restart In. It's a weekly World of Warcraft podcast hosted by three opinionated players who like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim, joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And the holidays, or like the main holiday, is over, so we're back. I don't know about you guys, but I have been playing the shit out of Dragonflight. It's
What is that?
It's this new game. You might have heard it's from this like indie company called Blizzard.
Indie company.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've been playing a lot. I don't know. I do the daily or the world quest come out twice a week. I've been doing that. We did a little bit of the first raid. We did that the Sunday after it came out. You know, we had most of our people, not everybody was geared up, but we went in, we killed the first boss, took a look at a couple of the other bosses and stuff like that, just to kind of get a gauge of where we're at. The first fight took a little bit of figuring out a tactic and getting used to it, but it was doable. You know, it was pretty good. We've been running a lot of dungeons, a lot of keys. It's been fun. I'll tell you that the fact that they decided to put in old expansion dungeons into the Mythic Key rotation, I think is good, because like had a lot of fun with the Shadowmoon Burial Grounds and the Halls of Valor, you know, and it's just like, and I think that those dungeons maybe weren't necessarily designed for like the current Mythic system, as far as like you have to pick and choose what packs you pull, because they're still very linear. So you don't have to worry about, you know, do I skip this pack? Do I pull this pack?
You know, I wonder if that was their intent, though, to kind of relieve some monotony from what to expect from Mythic Pluses, right?
Yeah, or to remove, you know, certain keys from, you know, these weird tactics that you have to do, you know, because it's like you need to have the potions because we got to skip these things and we got to CC this, or we got to, you know, do all this stuff and do a death run and all that stuff. And it's like, no, you go into Halls of Valor, you pretty much do it like you always did it, and you just kill everything along the way, and you're pretty good. You go to fight Fenrir, and you maybe try to skip some stuff, you know, and eventually you pull a bunch of the fucking buffalo or whatever the hell they are, because
that's just how you
that's just how you roll. And, you know, it is what it is, but you still get the key done, you know, and it's just like, yeah, you know, I enjoy it. I've been having a lot of fun with the dungeons.
I
do
actually
have
have been too, yeah.
You know, so that's the thing. I think overall, a lot of our concerns or gripes from the last episode still kind of hold true, right? The crafting stuff is still kind of
it's not great.
It's, you know, just it's
disappointing. It's not like Shadowlands where like there was just nothing there. Like once it was done, and that was pretty quick. And now it's like there's so much to look forward to, or there was at least, and it's just disappointing. So and it sucks because, like I said before, outside of this, but I love it. You know, I want to love it so much more too.
I think the problem is that the specialization stuff wasn't really well understood or well presented. Like, It's like, yeah, you can specialize in all this stuff and you can corner the market on all this
It's
stuff.
not really well spread out either.
Well,
and you're right. Like, it could have used a really solid introduction to be like, hey, if this is what you want to focus on, you should do this and that and blah, blah, blah.
Well, a lot of recipes are locked behind knowledge, going down a certain path. So some of that can get real finicky if you aren't paying attention and like, oh, I'm going to do this. And it's like, well, no, you probably should have gone down a different tree first and done all this stuff. Or like the renown, a lot of things are locked behind renown. Like a lot of the other,
Yeah.
so I'm doing blacksmithing, and a lot of the other Kazgarite profession tools are locked behind Valdrakken Renown 19. Like, and it's just like, that's like the leatherworking, the needles,
It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, that's way high. And it's just like, they don't want the renown to be a thing that gates content, but it gates content either unintentionally or not intelligently.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, there is like at 10 and at 20 for like the renown. What happens is you hit it and it gives your like if you hit 10, your alts get 100% bonus renown to level 10. When you hit 20, your alts get 200% bonus to 10 and then 100% bonus to 20. And I'm sure at 30 it's going to be the same. 300% renown to 10, 200 to 20, 100% bonus to 30, right? So they've already built in these catch-up mechanics, which, great. That's fantastic. I like that. But just like the recipes and stuff just make it really difficult. And the fact that
some of the pretty basic stuff that needs to be required, like mining while mounting. That's one of the things that irked me as soon as I saw it. I'm like, I had no idea. And like,
I didn't either.
Maybe you should look at it before you start selecting stuff, but that's not how it was like suggested in the game. Right. It was just like, hey, here's your talents, go nuts. And then it's like, oh, well, this is kind of really important because it changes drastically whether or not you get a mining node half the time because they disappear when you start to mine them.
Part of it,
it's like,
too, is that it's almost like WoW has taken a regression back to hardcore RPG stuff in a sense, right? Where you need to pay attention to what you're doing rather than just bulldozing forward through it. Like it's been like,
it just sucks is they know the sweet spot already, right? They already know the sweet spots of these things. Like,
well,
to miss the mark on like at least this stuff is weird.
It's a different type of system that doesn't fit like the last couple of expansion style of gameplay.
Yeah, because
people don't read quests; they just select, look for the blue blob, and go do it. Right? People don't read. Unless there is like some in-depth system to walk you through things and show it to you, most people aren't going to understand it because they're just going to click it and go. Or
use immersion because that.
I
think it's called immersion. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the add-on that kind of breaks it up into little chunks.
I say that fine. I've read more quest texts after using the add-on than ever before.
I at least all of the campaign stuff I read and pay attention to because for the most part, it's engaging and I love the lore. You know what I mean?
It's those little side quests that I always skipped over because I was annoyed that I had to do them still.
And that's the thing too, right? Is that, the most effective way to get to max level is to just do the campaign, right? You just blah, 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 go through, follow all those shield icons and get to those quests and do it and move on and get through everything. That's the main story. You can hit 70 before you get to the end of it, unlock world quest and move on, right? But the side quests, like, that helps you get...
There's a bajillion of them.
Oh, my God. That's one of the things that I have enjoyed the most, is I'm flying around, I'm mining, I'm in Azure Span, I come across some encampment and I see that exclamation point, I stop, I pick up a few quests, I go through a little hub, do the quest. Great, I get some XP. I get not XP, but I get like some like renown levels and stuff like that. And I, you get the achievements, and like that's another thing too, like going through and doing like the Sojourner stuff and then like the Lore Master stuff helps build up your rep or your renown like hand over fist. It's just like doing the quest does that stuff. Doing the rares, and that's another thing too about the renown system I like is that on my main character, I've unlocked the rock climbing. I've unlocked the Dragonflight world quest. I've unlocked the cataloging where you get on the raft and you play Pokemon Snap, which I enjoy the hell out of. I think that's fun, but I've maxed those trees out for the most part on my main character, and all my alts benefit from it. They have all the bonus talents for those types of quests, and they're available on my alts the second I get into Dragonflight. You know what I mean? The minute I step onto the Dragon Isles, those world quests are available. The main ones aren't, because you got to get to the story and all that stuff, but but
it's not like Threads of Fate where you got to choose one or the other, though.
Right. Well, and that's another thing too, right? You come in with an alt, you start going through the stuff, and then it lets you pick which zone you want to start in. You don't have to it's like BFA. In BFA, you had to go through, in BFA, you didn't have to go through it in order, right?
No, yeah.
You got, from a horde perspective, you got to Zandalar, you went to the mission table, and you picked which zone you wanted to do it. It's like that for alts. Your first playthrough is you go through in order, right? You go Waking Shores, Onhara Plains, Azure Span, Thaldraszus, right? But then after that, you could do any order you want. And it's just, there's just so much stuff that's just interesting that just like pops up. And it's just like, yes, gathering is a pain in the ass with dragon riding.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially when you're in an area where nodes are tightly spaced and you can't jump off a cliff and glide down to it. Like if you're like a flat area, you land, you gather, you have to jump up into the air, go 50 feet, land, and do it, right? You don't have to, or maybe not that far, but you don't have enough time to build up enough, and eventually you get to a point where you're landlocked, basically. You can't fly for a minute because you're waiting on the vigor to recharge. So that's kind of annoying. But like if you're in a mountainous area, obviously the best thing to do is to start high, gather, and then glide down, just run off and glide down to the next. So, I mean, sometimes it feels fine, but other times it's just like, God damn, this is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It is. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. I think it's a good first crack at a type of system like this. It's far from perfect. It definitely has its issues. And I think that if people will offer constructive criticism about these issues, then I think it gives them a way to move forward with it. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like they've done a really good job with this expansion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
even everything we're talking about is above and beyond what it was last expansion, right? And even BFA, because I don't even recall BFA being super crafty as well.
It was not, but what happened in BFA was each like mini patch that came out, or content patch that came out, they added like a little bit like of a newer item that you could craft, and you could craft it easily, but you would replace it pretty quick. But like, I remember when Nazjatar came out, I crafted legs that were really good.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like,
it became relevant again.
Yeah. Here, you have the ability to get items to recraft crafted items and make them higher levels and all that stuff. And I'm assuming that's something that they're going to introduce new items to kind of like allow people to bring items forward to the higher levels. But And that's the other thing too. Crafting orders is a pain in the ass. They give you a weekly quest to do so many, right? But as a blacksmith, I go in and I look and I'm like, there's no crafting orders. So I go on an alt and I just put in crafting orders for shovels for myself so that I can, do personal orders, right? And the problem is like, if you need something, unless you know somebody in your guild or personally that can make the item, you have to do a public order. And a public order requires you to have all of the items. And a lot of the items that you want for certain things, when you get to the higher levels, are made from other professions. So you're either buying them on the auction house or putting in a crafting order to get them. And it's just like, Battlecat agrees. He's like,
Battlecat's like, let me tell you.
Battlecat has had a hell of a time completing his crafting orders. Mostly
it's a pain in the ass for him.
Mostly because he sleeps on the couch like all day, and doesn't bother working at it. But it's like I went in, I checked the crafting order stuff every time because I'm looking to I think I'm at 65 blacksmithing or something like that. I'm looking for items that I can craft to skill up, and they're just not there. And then I did it, and then there were some crafting orders for shovels, and I'm like, well, fuck, I could do that. I'm like, but I'm not going to do that because there could be somebody else out there that hasn't completed their quest and needs that to complete the quest. So I just left them, and it's just like, I'm not going to do these crafting orders, because somebody put a $50 or 50 gold or whatever, commission on it or something like that. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking, I don't care about the gold. It's like, I can go out and do a dragon riding daily and get 500 to 700 gold easy. It's like, I'm going to let that stuff sit there for somebody else that could use them to, just get the quest done, get the knowledge, and move on. It's just like, and I guess I could do that for other people, just put some out, but I can make them. It doesn't really make sense for me. And it's just like,
it doesn't. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. I don't know, just to kick, you know what I mean? It makes me want to kickstart it or something, but it just doesn't, I don't know. We shouldn't have to
it's a good
go
idea.
out of our way to pump it up.
It's a good idea, but people just don't fucking do it. They either post it in trade chat and they just take it direct instead of using the crafting order system. Not, you can't do it for BOP items. Obviously something people advertise themselves in the trade channel to ask people to put in crafting orders and all that stuff. And I guess maybe you could do that. You could spam your link in the trade channel. That's what it's for. And just say, taking orders, blah, 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 this is my stuff, buy from me kind of thing, but part of that is too, if they're going to do you personally, they're going to have.
It almost needs, it's kind of weird too that, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, by the way.
No. I'm just rambling.
Something's interesting. It kicks up, but they should make it crafting orders worldwide. You shouldn't have to go to a specific spot to put one in. Fulfillment is a different story, in my opinion. But
that's the thing, right? For fulfillment, there's a place or a place in Azure Span where I was able to access the crafting orders tab on my blacksmithing stuff. And I'm like, okay, I can access. I can't put it in. I didn't see if there was somebody there I could put it in with, but it's like, I don't know. It's a good idea. It's just,
is it in the old world at all, or is it just new stuff?
It's just new items. It's just Dragonflight.
There's another part about it, because honestly, at the end of the day, you should be able to do it for any part of the game. It should be anywhere you can put in an order. And then imagine you get a crafting order for some random weapon you got back in whatever expansion that somebody wants for whatever reason. And then the system also gives you a little bit of a bonus of something as well. Even if it was some sort of proprietary token, right? Kind of like the trading post stuff that kind of popped up, where they have their own proprietary currency.
Right.
Why not have something else, or even get more skill for your blah 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 garbage?
You should get knowledge. I mean, I think that this is something that they could expand.
Yeah, we just came up with these ideas in less than 10 minutes.
Well,
right?
Here's the thing, right? You and I both understand it takes a long time to develop a system. They did it specifically for Dragonflight, and they could be.
That's the problem.
But they could be expanding it, right? So that's the thing, right? You know, they're finally okay. So we're gonna get into the what are they calling this? The road ahead that they put out, which is what they have planned for the expansion in the coming months and year or whatever. You know, for Dragonflight, you know, it looks like they're going to be doing 2 content patch cycles before like a minor revision. So like right now we're in 10.01 or something like that. So we're going to get a 10.05 and a 10.07. And then 10.1 will drop and we'll get a 10.15 and a 10.17 and then 10.2. So they're doing more content in smaller chunks, I think, which is good, right? So like 10.05 is winter of 2023, so probably January or February. And that's when the trading post is coming out. This is stuff that's already on the PTR, right? So the trading post is coming out. Primalist tomorrow. I don't know what the fuck that means. And then white and gray transmogs. So they're finally adding white items and gray items as transmog items.
Did you tell Brian about the...
No, I sent him this thing before and he got mad. We'll get to that. We're not up to that point yet. Brian,
yet.
Reserve your anger, please.
Oh,
Please
no.
hold it in.
Oh no.
But you know, and then 10.07, right, is Return to the Forbidden Reach, which I don't know what that is. They're updating the holiday
Forbidden
stuff.
Reach, that's where the Draxir start.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So that's the Draxir.
If you go over there, you die. It'll kill you.
Okay,
So you
so
can't
I
go
guess it
on.
must be retaking it or something like that.
Yeah, because the end of the Draxir campaign thing or whatever, like they all abandon it to go
Right,
do their thing.
yeah.
And,
But then they're also adding in 10.07 the human and orc heritage armor, which is bullshit because it's not undead.
bullshit.
See? But yeah.
Oh,
But-
that's what you're talking.
Yeah. But I mean, but at least it shows that they're not abandoning.
Yeah,
heritage
but they
armor.
kind of are though. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, pet battling is more important than heritage armor at this point. Like,
Well,
again,
again,
which I think is stupid.
we don't know.
Tell me, when did Tauren? Well, no, hold on. High Mountain Tauren came with heritage armor, didn't they?
All the allied races came with heritage armor when they created them. That was the thing, right? Yeah, I know you're upset. Undead should be an allied race anyway.
Human. No, undead should be. They should be able to use the human. I mean, should be able to use anything, right? Like, but more specifically, human at this point. Or,
Well, but
at this point, it should be like anything, because undead should be anything at this point, right? Mostly,
Well,
it was just the.
there's still lore on humans. But yes,
Lordaeron,
you're
yeah.
right. There is the argument to be made that undead or the Forsaken are specifically Lordaeron humans. They're specifically humans that were brought back to life when Arthas came in and was working for the Lich King and did all that shit. So, and they're specifically Lordaeron citizens. Now, we did
So
have.
we should be able to use human heritage armor.
Yes.
Am I right or am I right? Come on.
Yeah, I think.
But
Give me the human heritage armor with a little bit of undeadness to it.
just a
They
little
could do
bit of
that
dirt
a
on
lot
it.
easier.
Put some worms on it or something.
Patches.
And
Yeah.
add
You know?
paladins to undead while you're at it. Thank
Well, they're probably going to get there. I'm not going to
They
lie.
have to.
I mean, they're getting to the point where, I
you.
mean,
They have foreign rogues. They should.
yeah, they just added a bunch
already
of
be there.
classes to rogues, priests, and what was the other one? Mages. Yeah, those are like
Not that we need more paladins in the world. Don't get me wrong. but-
God, paladins are super fucking strong right now.
Yeah.
But
man, but an undead paladin, dude. Oh, that's so cool.
it would be
like,
cool. Yeah. I mean,
it'd be awesome.
I feel like druids will be the last thing that they add because it's going to be the most intensive because of all the forms.
Well, there's no
It-
human druids yet. Is there?
Yes, there are. It's
No,
the allied race,
Kultiran. Yeah.
Oh, they can be.
They have like the Drustvar type.
Yeah, they have the really cool. What I wish they would do is they would just put a pool of shapes out there and just let you choose your favorite ones.
Let you fucking farm them.
Yeah.
Put it in there as content. Have the ability to learn how to fucking shapeshift from Drustvar stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like there's a lot of things they could do and stuff like that. But again, we don't know how big the teams are. We don't know how much work they got on their fucking plate.
Tim, don't give them any fucking credit.
Look,
you pay way too much money to them to give them any credit.
Yeah.
Okay? We're here to criticize.
No,
out of love.
You guys are here to criticize. I'm here to stand for this shit.
I'll pay you $15 and kiss your feet.
I will not touch nobody's feet. It's gross.
Oh, poor Kristen.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So then season 2 comes out sometime between spring and summer. That's patch 10.1, right? So the new zone, new raid. New zone's probably I don't know what the new zone would be because it's not the Forbidden Reach.
That's not the Forbidden Reach. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I wonder what that's going to be. Is it going to be something related to the Dragon Isles? Is it going to be something based on Chromie time? Or are we going to fucking go do Nosdormu shit? And that's
there's a big swath of shit just west of the Northern Plains.
Where the Dream Grove stuff is?
I kind of flew around there not too long ago.
There's like the Emerald Dream stuff out that way.
It's further out. Like all the way out, it kind of makes a ring. It looks like something's supposed to be over there.
Could be.
But if you fly over there, it's actually really nicely done land masses. They're just mountainous. So like,
okay,
they're not strangers to just adding stuff in that they eventually rehash, if you will, to produce content. So like that's a possibility.
That was the other thing. Okay, so season 2, 10.1 is also 10.5 is bringing in some changes to the it's on the PTR right now, so I'm assuming that's 10.5. Yeah, the edit mode is getting updated. They're adding in the ability to reposition your experience bars, your bags, and your micro menu.
Good.
Yes, good is right. It should have been in initially, but the fact that it's not a one and done system is a good sign.
That they keep iterating on it, and
yes,
yeah.
I think that's good. Like, I don't think you can resize it right now. I think it's just a movement stuff, but
that's
it's
okay.
Like,
moving the main menu bar somewhere more usable on a widescreen is
yeah,
and your bag bar.
You can tell they didn't give anyone widescreens there when they were developing this.
Yeah, but so I think that's a good sign. You have this iteration on these new systems and stuff they put in, which is great. You know what I mean? It's like it means that they didn't just do it and they're done. So, if you're using a move anything add-on or whatever, just to move those few things, you can ditch it soon. And I'll tell you what, the nice thing is too is that these edit modes are account wide, or they're tied to your account. So if you log on to a different system, like I have a laptop I use when I travel and stuff like that I'll play WoW on, and I had to set up, a UI set up for that. Well, I come home, I log in, and it's set up like that. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But I just go and change it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Like, no, it's super convenient. Yeah.
It is.
I have the same scenario. I got the widescreen, and I got a laptop I play on, swap it back and forth, and yeah, it's as easy as
it's so nice that you can just. And it's the same thing with talent builds, right? The fact that they have these things and you can just switch between them, I like the way that they've changed these things. I think that this is a very good improvement to just the way things have been. And I don't know, I feel like it's a good sign, I think.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. I think there's enough shit they've done for this expansion, plus the depth of the content itself, to prove that I think whatever pivot they had to make in the company to produce better content, blah blah blah, all that stuff, like it worked. So they're on the right path, and and I look forward to seeing what comes out the rest of the expansion as well.
It's hard to dig yourself out of a hole, right? It's like they dug themselves pretty fucking deep with the last couple of expansions, at least as far as like the general consensus is concerned. A lot of people were very upset with Shadowlands. A lot of people did not like it. They earned themselves a lot of ill will because of the previous expansion. But I feel that this is, and it's a big hill to climb. It's a big hole to dig yourself out of and all that stuff. But I feel that they're doing a pretty decent job of that.
I'd say they've already climbed out of the Shadowlands hole. That's for sure.
I don't know. You could have people that would definitely disagree with you on that, but
maybe.
But
I mean, it was a huge. I mean, just dragon riding by itself is a really big pivot in how you play the game, and so like I could see where that probably bothers a lot of people. Maybe
I don't understand why they don't. Sure, dragon riding is a nice feature, but we have all these other mounts, and I'm a druid, and I'd like to just use my flight form, and it's very frustrating to me that I can't. And
they should have given you a dragon flight form.
Well, sure, but I mean, that would be cool. But even still, the fact that we can't use any other mounts is stupid. They move slower anyway, so anybody who wants to get somewhere fast is going to use a dragon riding mount anyway, right? Because
it is weird they didn't let you use flying mounts.
Yeah,
it's not. Again,
it's stupid.
We've talked about.
I know
this.
we talked about this, but like
it's not.
The point still stands. Like most of the time, if you're going to get anywhere, you're going to use dragon riding for sure.
But they have the things in too for like the expedition renown stuff, right? When you unlock the banners, right? You can fly up to the high peaks and plant these banners and get rep.
Yeah, but
again, if you could just normal fly, it takes a little bit longer, but you get up there easy, and it's not a challenge to land on this little.
Yeah,
peak.
that's true. Like they did build a lot around it.
But the same thing with stupid treasures. I mean, just don't put that in there. It's not like.
The thing is that it's hard to introduce a new. So, like, if you look at a game like Guild Wars 2, right? Guild Wars 2 added a mount system where there was none that existed.
Right.
And they limited the ability for mounts to begin with, right? You can't just fly around, right? Or, and maybe they could take a page from Guild Wars 2 and flag zones as not normal mountable. But I don't know how technologically feasible that is or easy. Because, like, you get into a jumping puzzle in Guild Wars 2, you can't get on a mount.
Right.
It's like they could do something like that.
But the problem is they didn't start with that. And when you start taking things away from people, people don't like that.
Right. And that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that they didn't start with a system like that. They started with basically ground mounts and swimming through the air mounts, because that's all flight really is, right? Is basically like a swimming in the air component, and it's like they wanted to innovate on that and put this new system in, but they had this old system that everybody's used to, and it's just...
And that's the thing. Dragon riding is cool. I like it. I enjoy it when it's not annoying for me to go pick up herbs, right? But sometimes I just want to relax. You can't do... If you're flying somewhere, you literally can't do anything else. You can't look at your map.
You can't
without...
You can't chat. You can't do other things. Anything. You can't just hover.
You are just flying, and that feels terrible. It does not feel good.
I agree. I think that it is a definite shift or a definite pivot in the way things used to be, and it's unfortunate that they chose to do it in this manner. But I feel that it's, I don't know. It's an expansion feature. It may end up going somewhere else. They may change everything to it. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but it's...
I mean, honestly, all they have to do is add regular mounts in and make me happy. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, that's all it would take was make it so I can just,
It's not about...
I have a choice whether or not I want to, because it comes down to choice.
I definitely think they're going to do it. Like,
I hope.
Like, I'm willing to bet it's at the end of the expansion because
the
they've
whole
damn expansion's... Well, it's all built around dragon riding. Like, it's built around the fact that you can't just fly up and over to something, that you got to kind of swing your way around and make your way up and all those things.
And have to
if you think about,
dodge areas where they're trying to shoot you down and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the Dragon's Bane Keep area.
It's so funny because I know like this pisses you guys off, but I love it.
What?
I just don't like the fact that I can't be stationary. That's what pisses me off the most.
Yeah, that's what I don't like that. Like,
I'm still like super hard on wanting a form of this function on the old flying mounts. Just because I like...
Could you imagine doing this on... If they let any mount that could fly do dragon riding?
Oh my god, I would use my Terragossa's Rest dragon form like all the time.
They should at least allow other Drake mounts to do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If nothing else, dragon mounts.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be the Pandora dragon mounts, right? Yeah, the Proto Drakes and the regular Drakes, which includes the Infinite Time Reaver, which includes Terragossa's Rest, the Sandstone Drake, where you're the mount.
Sandstone Drake, and you're holding it, and you do a barrel roll.
Your whole screen spins.
Awesome.
And Flippy or Floppy jumps in and goes, do a barrel roll.
Oh my god.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'm thinking of like the engineering mount, like the different things they could do that would make it interesting. But I still think that
Steam scale Drake.
I think it needs it definitely needs more work though.
Deathwing.
To make that a thing.
The Deathwing mount, the World Destroyer mount.
That would be cool. That would be awesome.
Oh my god, I wonder if you mount on that. I haven't even tried doing that to see if
they would say
anybody
anything.
reacts to that.
I mean, I wouldn't think so because
come on,
it's a mount that takes after.
You can't mount flying mounts.
Yes, you can. You cannot fly with them, but you can mount them on the ground. I get on my plague bat all the time and jump off of cliffs and die.
You're right. I just did it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have died so many times because I've been on the wrong mount, and
that's happened to me.
You can't mount the Drakes outside of.
You can't mount outside the Drakes outside the Dragon Isles, but you can mount regular stuff. So
fucking animals.
Yeah, fucking animals. Yes, if they reacted to the World Destroyer mount, that would be amazing. But
oh my god,
they probably didn't put that in. There was something else I was going to say related to this, and I forgot. And it's just like, fuck.
So, can I just
yes, you
bitch
may.
a little bit about something?
Absolutely.
No. God, no.
It's a bitching corner.
Cooking. Is it me or is cooking really terrible this expansion as far as stats? Like, I don't have super ridiculously high stats except for my stupid versatility, which is ridiculous. But I eat food and like the so mastery, which should be one of my higher stats, is one of my lower stats. And I ate the food that gives 105 of it, right? And it bumps me up 1%. And that's a low stat. That's not, it's 9%. Like, it's not like it's sitting up at, 20% and there's diminishing returns and stuff like that. It's 9%.
The percentage that the amount that it gives you is based on the stat itself, the stat weights itself. So the fact that 105 mastery is only 1% for you is kind of ridiculous overall. that's more of a tuning thing on the secondary stats as it is.
It's only because my mastery is ridiculous. Like
right. Well, no. I know. But, like, I don't know if 105 points is 1% mastery for druids and not for other characters. I don't know what the weights are.
But that's the big food. You know what I mean? Like, outside of like feasts and stuff like that for me, like, I believe that's the... And so it feels like
it's like the highest thing you can get for cooking then? Well, it's not even cooking, is it really?
Is what?
The soup?
Like food buff is the Iskar event.
I don't even really know because
The soup is different.
The soup is different, but I don't even really know because I don't have the rep to unlock the stuff to, you know what I mean? So it's
so can you get the food buff from the event too?
She's talking about food buffs from food that you cook.
From cooking.
No, I understand that.
The soup buff is a different buff that gives nearby players a buff when you kill something.
I thought it had versatility earlier.
It does.
It gives other people
versatility.
Nearby players versatility. When so like that's like a worldwide buff. Yeah. Well, no, it gives you a buff that allows you to do things that promotes other characters. It doesn't give you a buff.
The soup gives you a versatility buff.
No.
I thought it gave me a buff.
Yes, it does.
Because I took it into the dungeon and then it died, and I'm like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Because it was legendary.
The soup gives you a versatility buff.
That's what I was saying. Look, I guess my question was if you could stack that and a food buff at the same time.
Okay. So it heals you and other players for health and gives you 1200 versatility.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, but
say it.
I was wrong.
Thank you. I never hear that, so
I said it already today once before.
I don't remember. What was it for?
I don't know, but you were like, wait, did you just say you were wrong? I was like, yes.
I don't think that was today.
Admitted I was wrong.
I don't think that was today.
It was today. It was earlier today. We were doing dungeons.
He did just admit that he was wrong, so that counts as wrong.
That does count.
But I did say it again earlier today. So I've gotten better at admitting.
Don't get cocky, Jim.
I'm not. Everybody hates Jim.
Oh,
it's so sad.
Everybody loves Jim.
Everybody hates Jim, and it's sad.
Aww.
Yeah, but I was different. I only read the first part. What?
What?
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I'm gonna.
You'll hear it when you edit.
I'll hear it when I edit it, and then I'll cry.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, I always read the first part where it says, you know, the tooltip says it heals you and nearby players for whatever, which I don't know how if that's like a proc thing. Okay, yeah. So killing a creature on the in the Dragon Isles grants you and a nearby player Spirit of Sharing, which does the heal and then gives you 1200 versatility for 3 seconds. So it's a meaningless thing for that. But yeah, no. The so like the salted fish feet or the salted fish or whatever gives you like 105 mastery.
Yeah.
Or you can do the there's another feast I have, or there's another food I have that splits it between haste and mastery.
Yeah, I have that too.
Which,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I was trying them all to see which one did the most for my stats before I just started cooking. Because Timely Demise, I love haste, but that absolutely did nothing. It didn't increase my haste at all. Because my haste.
Be clear, like cooking just sucks in general.
Oh, you can't do shit.
It hasn't. Like, there's nothing that pushes you into it, or like I've gotten 2 of the blue recipes, and I'm like, okay, well now I can do a little bit, but it's definitely not as like pushy as fishing is.
Yeah,
which is strange.
The thing of it is that all the crafting professions are just so fucking locked. Okay, and let's get into the biggest fucking gripe. Okay, biggest fucking problem that they got is it's a double fucking problem. Is that fishing does not allow you to equip a fishing hat.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
The only thing, like, it doesn't have accessories. It only has the fishing pole.
Yep.
So everything else has the crafting item and the accessories.
Yep.
Right? You can have the hammer, a smock.
Well, cooking only has 2 things, though, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Fishing just has the fucking pole.
The pole.
I don't want to have to fucking equip a goddamn fucking hat on my head.
Yeah. And carry it around in my
and
bags.
replace my armor and carry it in my bags to get +5 fishing or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It should be a goddamn thing in the fucking fishing profession. And I
guess,
hope to God they fix that.
And I guess it doesn't matter because I'm maxed on fishing anyway, so that +5 doesn't really do anything.
Does it? But I mean, I don't know. Are there certain things that having a higher
cool.
fishing gives you?
You can fish up shit though. You can fish up the auction house says there's plenty of stuff that says on the auction house from fishing up or blah 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 all that in certain recipes. So it's like
yes,
okay, but I've never seen flotsam or whatever it is or yeah, there's nothing. I haven't seen that before, so I just assume it's
I've gotten one recipe from fishing. I haven't fished that.
So it's just
much.
random.
I've gotten a bunch of recipes from fishing.
I've
Not the ones
one.
that I was looking for. I turned around and I did a quest and got the one I was looking for.
I haven't gotten anything, and I've fished a shit ton.
Yeah, I fish.
Again, I don't know. I don't know if that's your fishing skill. I don't know if that's whatever. But god damn it, let me put the fucking fishing hat in my goddamn fucking fishing journal.
Yeah, it's
where everything else has fucking shit for that.
And let me put a spear in there and let me
the fucking fishing spear, right? You go and you do the fucking daily or whatever, and that's great. The fishing spear is an automatic fucking thing. Great, you can use it as an extra action button. But if that daily's not up, or if you completed that quest and you go out and you want to throw your fucking clamshells in to
to get the lunkers or whatever.
lunkers up, you have to use the fucking item.
Yeah.
You have to use the item in your bags.
Yeah.
It's like having a fucking fishing pole that's not equipped. And it's just like, why is it not like the net? Why is it not a fucking item that... I mean, I guess I kind of get it, thinking about it now.
Why?
Because the net, you're interacting with an item and putting a net on, right? Your fishing pole, you're fishing.
Don't try to make sense of it.
No, don't.
Be pissed.
I'm mad. I'm fucking mad. I'm not making sense of this. I'm fucking mad.
You should be able to get a fishing hat, a fishing pole, and a chair, and a beer. There should be a beer spot, right?
And fucking right.
You should be able to drink a beer while you're fishing.
Yeah. I can't think of a good name for a WoW beer, unfortunately. I was trying to think of something that fit with like Natty Light or something, but I couldn't. Oh,
But Natty Light, Nat Pagel.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh, it was right there in front of me, and I fucking missed it.
There.
It's the whiskey talking.
You're too stressed out, Jim.
I'm mad about the fucking fishing hats. It's so dumb.
It is, and it's the
dumb.
same thing as every expansion. Fishing just doesn't get any love. Like,
oh my God, have you guys met
but it got a lot of love, though. Like that's
it
the
did
thing.
during with the Underlight Angler. That was amazing. They should have kept that going. You know.
Luckily, you can equip that as your fishing pole, and I don't think there's anything better than it. And you still get the benefits of
yeah, it's nice.
Underwater. Like once you start fishing, if you cast, it equips it in quotation marks, which allows you to assume a fish form when you go underwater, so that, or grants you the water walking if you have that unlocked and all that stuff. I think it's like a shark form when you're underwater, so you don't have a breath meter and all that stuff, which is really useful when you're doing like the daily quest to get rid of the otters.
Oh yeah, see, this is it right now.
Away.
See it?
Yeah.
Because I was fishing.
Fuck, I was gonna say something and I forgot.
Sorry.
God damn.
Damn, stop forgetting. It's too important.
I've been drinking whiskey. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
It's all right. Blizzard sucks.
Blizzard
doesn't suck.
F Blizzard.
Fuck Blizzard. Fuck Blizzard. God, dog. Sorry, I'm starting to like him a little bit. I apologize.
I mean,
again, let me tell you what. I know not everybody is a fan of Blizzard. Not everybody's a fan of WoW. I've been having a hell of a fucking time. I am enjoying myself. It's like, yeah, you could say it's like, oh, I don't want to go on and do chores and all that stuff. But like, I log in, I go in, I do all the fucking like the weekly reset comes, or like the Friday night reset comes, because the world quests are bi-weekly when it resets. You know, like kind of like I don't know if it was the Black Empire invasion switched on a Friday from Pandora to Oldham. but they had something in there before that switched on like halfway through the week. You know, but it's like I'll get on, I'll go do all those things. You know, it's like they're easy quests.
There's stuff to do.
And it's just like
there's stuff to do.
Well, even then, it's like I could go do all that stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna go level an alt, and I got my shaman to 70. I held a few dungeons. I was in a fucking Neltharion run on normal, healing it. Which, oh fuck, healing it. I don't know how people fucking heal. It's fucking ridiculous. But and like we killed the first boss, and then the fucking server reset timer started at 15 minutes, and we pushed through. We killed the boss, the last boss. I looted it, and I got kicked out of the game. It was great. It was like doing a Mythic Plus trying to beat the timer, and the timer was getting fucking kicked out of the game for fucking maintenance. It was a good time. But it's like, I don't know, there's stuff to do. It's like I got other professions I want to level so I can try and get things. I'm at the point where I finally got the recipe for the Black Dragon hammer for blacksmithing.
Oh, did you?
Yes, which I don't know.
I need to put in a crafting order.
I don't know if you can. I looked it up, and people seem to like be having issues being able to put it in. Like I wanted to.
You got it from that rare thoe, right?
Yes,
the rare that drops it. Yeah,
well,
I've been far. Well, every time he's up, I go run to him to try to get it.
Yeah, like I wanted to put in some. So one of the people in our guilds is a leather worker. You know, and it's like struggling to find crafting orders for the weekly, right? I'm like, well, I'll just go in and I'll put in some order for some drums, you know, because we don't necessarily always do a dungeon or mythics with a class with a lust,
right?
So it'd be nice to have drums. You can't fucking put a crafting order in for the fucking drums.
Are you serious?
I'm fucking serious. I don't know if it was an oversight. I don't know if it was intentional, but it's just like, why? Of all the fucking things that you would want to put in a fucking crafting order for, a goddamn lust is one of them.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, God damn it. And I don't, it's like you go and you look and you don't see other people complaining about it. And I'm like, why the fuck not? And it's like, maybe they're all just fucking running with shamans and Drakthir and hunters that have the fucking lust on it. But I mean,
yeah.
And speaking of
right.
lust would be nice on the worst fucking goddamn dungeon in this fucking entire expansion for Mythic Plus, Alcathar Academy. That tree boss is a motherfucker. And I don't give a shit what the fuck it is. No matter what fucking level we've run it at, we've had goddamn issues with it. And it's just like, I love nothing more in my entire life than going in to do a fucking key on this goddamn thing and burning the entire fucking timer on that first boss.
That was like 45 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, the timer I think starts there, but like obviously deaths reduce it. But when you get up to like
we were in the dungeon
deaths,
over an hour though.
Yeah. Once you get that boss down, it's fine.
It's easy.
It's
that boss.
It's
yeah.
like the tolerance on that boss is so fucking tight. It's stupid.
Yeah, to me that is a problem, and the fact that Blizzard doesn't,
they've already nerfed it.
Yeah,
they've already fucking nerfed it once, and I don't know if
that's what it makes you feel like there's something that's missing there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
there's a little thing you got to click, and then they all die or something.
Well, it's like the problem is that the tolerance is so tight, and it requires heavy AoE to prevent a majority of them coming up and being active after the second one. And it's just like, God fucking damn it. There's no room for error on it. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I really feel that it's still, like, again, the tolerance is too fucking tight on that. It's like, if you kill the fucking big ad too soon, it invalidates the heal that it gives you, and you can't stand in it because the germinates are up, and everybody tries to stand in it and they have to run out because the germinates are going to kill them or knock them out. And it's just like, fuck. That goddamn boss sucks. And I don't know if it's like, it is a fortified week and it still fucking sucked, and it was just a goddamn 6. It's like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't know if you have to like fucking really overgear that goddamn dungeon to fucking not have an issue with it or what. But it's
I don't know. That was tough.
It is. And it's just like when you put fucking bosses in there that require you to have certain fucking builds, it's like, yes, you could.
I mean, I have to say there's a silver lining. I am still using that build after I swapped in some AOE stuff. And
I would hope
stunning.
that you would have made a new build with just some minor changes so you can swap.
Oh, no, Oh, well, the old one's probably saved. I haven't switched back yet, so
yeah,
it's probably okay.
That's the nice thing is that you can have loadouts. But the thing is that, like, that boss would require heavy a super huge passive AoE build or poison whatever rejection build. I don't know. But, like, mostly it was them fucking lashers doing a shit ton of damage to me, and it was annoying. But it's like, it's just only so much you can fucking do. But, like, the fact that you would have to create a talent build based around that boss, just for that boss, and not the rest of the fucking dungeon or mythics in general, is annoying.
Yeah.
And I
Not
hate
fun.
it. Not fun.
Yeah.
And I think that with me being mad right now, it's a good time to end. And we can leave you on an angry Jim note. So thank you, everybody, for listening to me bitch about shit and about that stupid fucking dungeon. You can check us out at our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/server restart in. You can shoot us a tweet and tell us your fucking most reviled dungeon at server _restart, I think. God, what is it? Yes, at server _restart. Shoot us a tweet, please. Interact with us. We love you. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.